Right. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I do think that the officer in London murdered Sarah Everard. His name was Wayne Cousins. But once again, I want you to understand that when the police respond with more violence, it's gonna make people upset. And I think that this whole, ACAB, fuck the police, fuck 12, fuck the bullshit, Black Lives Matter, topple, corrupt cops. That movement is growing because of stuff like this. Because people were already pretty peeved with the police because of what happened to Sarah Everard, because he was a cop that killed her. Now you got cops dragging protesters out here doing the process of them mourning that woman's death. I just don't know if that's a good idea right now. I just don't know if you understand the optics of this, how this looks. I just don't think you understand that. But let's take a look. Jeez.
It was supposed to be a vigil for a woman whose suspected killer is a police officer. Instead, the tactics used by London police to break it up were widely seen as heavy-handed. There were clashes and women were dragged away from the scene by officers.
Yeah.
One woman was pinned to the floor. Now the Metropolitan Police faces a backlash from both politicians and the...
Yeah, listen, the last thing that you want to do, right? The last thing you want to do be seen doing at any point right now is hurting women. Just keep your hands off of women. I don't care what they do right now. One of your officers allegedly, and now I'm hearing that there might have been some sexual stuff involved in there. But the things that we definitely know is that he allegedly kidnapped and killed this woman. The last thing that people want to see right now is police officers putting their hands anywhere near women. Just, I think that's fair. I think that if a police officer kidnaps and kills a woman, I think that's fair to say, we don't want you touching women ever again. I think it's fair to say, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I think, I just think that,
oh my God.
I just think that, I think that right now, in this moment, like the one figure rock band in this moment, I just don't think you just want to touch women. All right. Right now, I think that in this moment, you putting your hands anywhere near women, it just ain't gonna look good. London police, man, you guys are just pieces of goddamn work.
Public, including these women who went to the site at London's Clapham Common on Sunday.
I feel very angry that they think that they have the right to dictate how we mourn and how we react.
What it's done is it's kicked up every single thing that's ever happened to us, and as a collective we needed to come together to be able to grieve that as a process, and basically the police robbed us of our human rights for collective grief.
Woo.
The disappearance.
Listen, what that woman just said is the reason why there's going to be there's going to be performance to the police in freaking London and the UK in general. Because one thing that you don't want to do is give a bunch of Karens a legitimate cause to go after, because then you automatically lose. Now, I wouldn't call her a Karen, right? I wouldn't just call her that, but anybody with that type of mentality, whereas they want to change laws, they want to organize, they want to protest. People like that, you don't give them legitimate points. And unfortunately, the government gave them legitimate points, because first of all, notice how what they're showing here. I'm pretty sure that they were rough with men too, the London cops, but they're showing only that they were rough with women in particular. And the news media, Reuters here, they know what they're doing. They're showing the violence towards women. They know exactly what they're doing. So do you understand how this is going to look to the general public? Do you understand how this shit's going to look to the general public? It's going to look bad. And the general public is going to ask for reforms. And London Mayor Sadiq Khan has already been wanting reforms. You just gave it to him.
Of 33-year-old Sarah Everard as she walked home on the evening of March 3rd has provoked an outpouring of grief and dismay in Britain at the failure of police and society to tackle violence against women. Police had denied permission for a vigil on Saturday evening at Clapham Common.
Wait a minute. Police denied a permit to... Do y'all understand what optics are? No. Seriously. Do London police understand what optics are? You initially deny the right to protest a woman's death by a bunch of women who are crying and upset, who look legitimately hurt by this. And Sarah Everard was very popular. She knew a lot of people. A lot of people were looking for her. A lot of people were holding out the hope that she would be fine. But I see a lot of teary-eyed women here who are legitimately upset. And if this woman was a special, again, she was heading home from a friend's house. So she had friends. She had loved ones. And if people are legitimately upset, you're going to deny their right to freaking protest, and then when they do, you're going to start assaulting citizens? And it was one of your officers who killed...
They cited regulations aimed at preventing the spread of coronavirus. The minister in charge of policing, Priti Patel, described footage of the incident as upsetting and said she'd asked for a full report on what happened. The Metropolitan Police defended the officers' actions and said they were faced with a very difficult decision.
Wow. Well, London police, man. I guess there's some real lady killers, huh?